Solving problems with proportions. Before we start our lesson today about solving problems with proportion, we need to review what a proportion is. To review, a proportion is a statement that compares two ratios. If these values are proportional, it means that the ratios are equivalent or equal. So to solve a proportion, you must first set up the two ratios equal to each other, remembering to keep the like parts together. Next, you must cross multiply the numerator of the first one times the denominator of the second one, and the denominator of the first one times the numerator of the second. Then you need to solve for the variable. And as always, you need to check to make sure that your solution makes sense. Let's see this in a real problem. For our example, we have Maria's cleaning solution. She must add 14 ounces of water for every 7 ounces of powdered detergent. If Maria uses 56 ounces of powdered detergent, how many ounces of water must she use? Since it gives us a ratio of 14 ounces of water for every 7 ounces of powdered detergent, we're going to assume that this is the ratio that we need to use to solve our problem, and so we can set up a proportion. Since we're talking about two different things, water and powdered detergent, we need to make sure that when we set up our ratio, we keep them together. So I'm going to let the numerator be the water and the denominator of both of my ratios to be the powdered detergent. And remembering as long as you keep them together, it doesn't matter which order you put these in, as long as you put the values in the correct spot. So since the water is 14 ounces for every 7 ounces of powdered detergent, I put 14 ounces over here with water and 7 ounces for powdered detergent. Since Maria is using 56 ounces of powdered detergent, my 56 ounces goes in the denominator because that's where I put powdered detergent. The unknown value, ounces of water that she uses, I've put in for x, goes in the numerator because the water goes in the numerator. Now we need to cross multiply. Remember, cross multiply is the numerator of the first one times the denominator of the second one. So we need to multiply 14 times 56, which is 784. Sorry about the lag. Okay, then we need to multiply the denominator of the first one times the numerator of the second one. And 7 ounces times x is 7x. Now, some of you call this the brick wall. Others do different things. But basically, what we have to remember that when we're multiplying an unknown amount times 7, and we want to undo that, we need to divide by that 7. So we're going to divide both sides by 7 because we want to make sure whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. Since 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 1 times x is x, these two actually cancel out, and that becomes just x. Then on the left-hand side, we do the division of 784 divided by 7, and that gives us 112. Now, as we look through the problem to make sure we make sense, we can see that there are twice as much water as there is powdered detergent in her cleaning solution. So we know that the amount of water that she must need must be twice as much as the powdered detergent. So this is a little bit more than 50. So we know this should be more than 100. Since it's reasonable, we know that she's going to need 112 ounces of water.